this right here. And that's the moment I had with you when we sat down and talked. And the topic was how are you going to teach your children or the younger generation to deal with authority?
Yes. Oh,
and I just was so taken back coming from a authority figure because that's how I look at you because of your job at the answer you gave me.
What you do? God. Okay, so Jadelle calls me.
What do you do though? What you do?
Oh, I'm an armed security.
Okay.
So Jadelle calls and he's like, how would you teach your children to deal with authority? And he brought up, what you do, a police situation or something?
Yeah, I just brought a police.
He gave like an example of like a police situation. And so
Okay.
I'm not a police officer,
Right.
So technically, I don't uphold the law. Like, my job is not to uphold the law.
Yeah.
I am a security officer. I secure an area.
Okay.
I secure people inside an area.
Yeah.
Anything outside of my area is out of my jurisdiction. It is not my responsibility, and it is not my job to arrest anybody or to prosecute them or press charges, take crime. No, none of that shit is my job. Literally, my job is to keep the people in this area safe. That's it. So if there is a crime committed, I'm going to call the police.
Okay.
I'm going to call 911.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to try to handle it myself.
What was your else?
So when he said, how would you tell your kids to respond to authority? What did you say? What was the situation?
I mean, it could have been any situation, but I was just saying, okay, we all know, we always young with the parties or whatever, and we know how combative, young folks are.
Yes.
When officers or security officer, whoever is just saying, hey, can y'all leave the parking lot, man? We get y'all up out of here. And you are, and it's just a simple, peaceful command, or even if they said it with a little roughness or whatever, it just pop off. You know, you got people that pop off. It's like, damn, you gonna let me get to my motherfucking car first? Like, shit, like, man, F you, this. It's like, they simply just asked you to leave. Yeah. Even if they said it would, like, they got 500 people out here. Yeah, their voice is raised. And
I'm finna say, when we was in the conversations, he was asking, like, if it was a situation transpiring, right? And they felt like the officer was coming at them, whatever. How do you teach them to respond? And I feel like you can't teach that. Right? I can teach you mannerisms. I can teach you how to respect authority. I can teach you the process. But in that moment, I cannot tell you how you can or cannot respond. You out somewhere and you minding your business, even if you was at a party or whatever, and it's an officer being disrespectful, your first instinct is not going to tell you to be respectful back. Right? It's not going to tell you to do that unless
you taught otherwise.
You see what I'm saying?
But hold on. But
no.
Okay, look, I'm gonna let you get it off.
I'm taught to handle things a certain way, but I don't handle things according to how I'm taught. I handle them according to how I feel, right? Because I'm taught to handle you with respect if that's what's given to me. You're not giving me respect in the moment. I can choose to respect you back or disrespect you.
Yeah.
It depends on how I feel.
Yeah.
If I know you're intentionally disrespecting me, I'm one of them. 9 times out of 10, I'm going to disrespect back.
Yeah.
Right? And in a situation of authority, and I only did that because I just went through this. In a situation with authority, I'm going to stand my ground.
You was an adult.
Me, it's period.
We talking about kids though, right?
No. We talking about in general. He's saying,
how do you teach your children? And I'm saying, I don't feel like you can teach them how to do it in that moment because moment to moment is different. Your child might feel threatened in the moment. My child might want to get bucked.
So you teach them, me. Now, I don't have no kids. Like, we talked about this before the camera started rolling. Yeah, I don't have no kids. But if I did, I would teach them scenarios. Now, me, I'm like you. You come at me rah-rah, I'm going to be rah-rah. First, I'm going to be, and then I'm going to get a little rah-rah too. But my child is, that's my piece, so I'm going to teach them in different scenarios, especially with cops, because we know how they can be.
Mm-hmm.
That this may happen, and this may happen. Well, we know it's wrong, but in that moment, don't be emotional. That's just what I would do, just to save their life.
Yeah.
Only because a lot of people ain't making it home these days off of simple. I didn't like how he talked.
Just simple. Yeah. So that's what I'm sorry I cut you off, but that's just where I was getting
but
at.
I ain't gonna practice what I preach.
I get the feeling, and I feel like that feeling is taught. That feeling that you're feeling is taught. It's my opinion. That feeling is taught. Towards authority.
Okay, yeah, that's okay. And I think that's where we had to disconnect because you're saying, like, how do you teach them to respond to authority?
Yeah.
And that, yes, I can teach you that. Right. But in a heated situation, you might have with an authority figure, I don't think I can maneuver that. I have to teach you how to respond.
You can just try to prepare them. They might still do their own thing.
I have to teach you how to respond as a person, as the person that you are, right? And pay attention to the things that you feel. In that situation might make you feel overwhelmed. As an overwhelmed person, you don't need to argue with authority. Tell that man, okay, and go sit down. You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna send you to spiral
0 to 10.
whatever. Yeah. I know you're gonna pop off at the mouth. Yeah.
It's based off conflict resolution, though. It's what you teach your kids on how to deal with conflict. I don't got kids either, but I work with kids, so I don't work with kids. It's about conflict resolution. You teach them how to deal with conflict, and how to resolve, de-escalate the problem. So if they don't know how to do that,
a lot of our parents don't teach that.
We don't.
I wouldn't talk that. I was taught to respect authority, but I wasn't taught how to de-escalate.
Let's say this
from certain people.
I can say one thing we always taught as young black Africans or whatever, young black people growing up. Young black people growing up. Look, that's what we was taught.
Respect your elders.
We was taught respect your elders. We was taught how to deal with confrontation, dealing with other niggas. We most definitely, if you at a party, pick up something. If they got something, you better run and duck. If you see a gun, you better get behind the car. Stop, drop, and roll. Like those, we were
taught.
You're right. It's survival. But the fact was, we were taught on those things, and some of it saved our lives. Like, mama, I peeped it when dude came in with the big bubble coat, and you say you see a nigga with bubble coat, 6 niggas walk in, you need to get out, and that's what I did. I grabbed.
I was never taught the other day.
We were
okay.
I went to private school.
But let's be for real. How many of us are really taught to deal with authority?
Nobody.
Flat out. We all just do this shit as we go. Figuring it out literally a little bit.
Yeah, because if your kids are watching you, they gonna do what you do.
But listen though, I feel like this as well. Our generation, and a little bit before us, so that means a little bit past you.
Okay.
I feel like we learn how to deal with conflict from media. From watching TV.
We
saw what they was doing.
You mean younger than us? Because, growing up, we didn't have social media. We didn't really have no social media until MySpace came.
That's what I'm saying. I'm older. A little bit before you. Right. Okay. That's why I said a little bit before you. Because it was MySpace.
Younger than me? No, before me.
Yes. Okay. Literally. Because you saw MySpace. We saw MySpace.
Yeah, I was growing
we saw Facebook. It was still Tinder.
I didn't have any of that growing up. I didn't have none of that growing up.
No, that's what I'm saying. Not that you necessarily had it, you particularly, but the generation is aware. We started with what, AOL, chat room.
Chat room.
It was that and up. So by that time, you was already older when AOL.
Yeah, I was already grown. Right.
See what I'm saying? We came up in the era where media was building,
and then all you see is negative stuff and how people react to negative stuff.
And that's what started the media.
That's the lesson within itself.
You see what I'm saying? That's what started the media blow up. We started learning, or not necessarily learning, but we started intaking police interactions, the killing, all of that. We started intaking that at a higher rate than any other generation. Because we seen it grow, literally, to where it's at right now. We still watching it.
What you about to say, Shawnee?
No, I was just saying that as far as authority is concerned, you learn that from your household with your mama or your daddy or your granny all being the authority over you. So I feel like that starts at a young age on how to just
respect.
Yeah. It kind of goes in with respecting your elders somewhat, like your teachers at school. Supposedly they are the authority at school.
Right.
So it kind of stems from there. But in a hostile environment like what y'all was describing, that's a whole different level of authority. So it is kind of hard to actually teach that. But like you said, you can give scenarios.
Let me say this, y'all.
That's what I meant.
See, I'm older, so I'm 44. So back when I was younger, I didn't react a certain type of way because I was afraid of how my mama was going to react if she heard. These kids these days ain't fearing no consequences at the house. So they acting a fool off the rip.
Yep.
Back then, I wasn't talking back to nobody because they told my mama that was my ass.
Yep.
And these kids ain't facing no real consequences. I don't know too many kids that's scared of their mama.
If he would have gave a household example, I probably would have been able to articulate better.
Yeah.
But because he gave the example of like my job,
that's different.
It's hostile.
Everybody give you rah-rah at the club. We give you rah-rah off the rip.
Yeah.
They do, but how many times have y'all been tested when y'all was out? and y'all could have gave a reaction, but y'all chose not to.
Hold on. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I can't teach it because I had just had the situation and I reacted.
Based
a kid on a police officer.
Okay.
I'm just saying based out of common sense. Based out of knowing that my kids, my household means more going home to than you trying to get a reaction out of me. This is just for me.
That's still a learning process. I might crash out a couple times, then I'm like, okay.
You're right. It is a learning process. So that goes with my kids I done been pulled over my kids before. They seen how I react. Before the officer come, I don't be yelling out, man, goddamn bitch ass pig done pull me over, man. What the fuck, man? Hold on, man. It's some bullshit. I got the goddamn, let me put it, like, I don't do none of that. I'm like, hey, y'all sit down. Hold on, it's a police officer. Hey, son, they go a cop. You know, and they come, roll down the window. This is the thing. Because people like to say that y'all can't trick me out the streets. Y'all won't let niggas trick y'all out the streets, but y'all sure let a police officer do it. Y'all sure let a police officer do it. I'm taking a shot because this is just how I think with anybody. If you sit there and let a police gas you up to get out of character, and you know you have somebody to go home to that's waiting for you to come home, that's waiting for you to walk through that door, that's literally waiting on you to call, waiting on you to fix food, put them to bed. And you're telling me in that moment, your rage is deep enough to say, yeah, nah, we finna take it there. Fuck this. Yeah, we taking it there, nigga. You what? You asked me where my tent to, though? Nigga, you asked me where I'm going, where I'm coming from? You don't got no fucking right to ask me where I'm coming from. That shit right there.
That's people, but that act like this too.
Listen, just to set the record straight, me and Janelle are at two different places on this, okay? Because what he is describing is not what I am talking about, and it was not.
Okay, we must be too. That's just how I be looking at people.
I am not going to. I'm not going to fly off the handle at the police. Okay. I'm not out here bucking them and acting stupid, but I am a person of respect.
Yeah.
So in a situation, even if I'm disrespected by said authority, I'm gonna let your ass know you disrespected me because I don't play that.
But not in a disrespectful way.
But no, not in a confrontational way.
Okay. Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
You know how to but you know how to communicate. It's a lot of people out there that just don't know how to articulate or communicate without cussing. That's all they know.
And by the time you respond like that, I can't teach you nothing.
Right.
Because you ain't trying to hear it. Yeah. Right? But my children, again, I can teach them how to work through who they are as a person. You know this kind of stuff makes you mad. This is a situation, they can take you to jail, baby. If you cool with going to jail, by me. Spaz out. But that's not what we're doing. We want to get home. And in order to get home, sometimes you do have to cooperate. Right. Sometimes you do got to bite the bullet, blah, blah, blah. But I'll tell you what he was describing. It did not lead us to being able to say that. But I'm